If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering how to play Maestro effectively. You also want to play support, and I respect that. As a support main myself, I like it when people appreciate the fact that I do play support. And hopefully your teammates will do the same for you, being willing to play a support operator. Maestro is my third most played operator on defense, next to Cade and Mute, so I'm pretty experienced with him. His two primaries are the Alda, right here, and the ACS-12. The Alda is going to be the gun you want to use most of the time, unless you want a meme, in which case you could use the shotgun. Now on my Alda, I have a hollow, muzzle brake, and vertical grip. This is probably what you're going to be wanting to run. As for his secondaries, you have the Bailiff and the Keratos. Now the Alda is, in my opinion, the top contender for like the best guns on defense. It has to be in my top 5 list, potentially like second or first place for best gun on defense. Now for whichever secondary you want to pick, it's totally up to you. If you're running barbed wire, you could go with the Bailiff. But if you're running impacts, you can go with the Keratos or whichever one you want. It's totally up to personal preference. The same can be said for the secondary gadgets. You can run impacts if you don't have someone running shotgun like Mute or Smoke, or you could run barb if you're missing someone like Legion or Malusi. Maestro had a bit of utility to set up. If you don't have a shotgun operator, like I said, you're gonna be the one making the rotates. For example, we're on Villa right now, so of course we're gonna make the default rotate here. And keep in mind with the Bailiff, it's very inaccurate, so you have to move while you shoot to make rotates. Yeah, this rotate's a bit jank, but you know what, you get the idea, right? You have to reinforce this, that as well, and if you want, if you don't have a smoke playing here, reinforce this too. Now for his Evil Eye setups, right? Okay, so there's 2 ways you can go about doing this. You can have one Evil Eye right here, break this open with the Keratos, right? And you can have the other one in sight. You can have it like right here, as it will launch the default plan over here and over here too. Or instead of putting your Evil Eye over here, you can put your Evil Eye over here, break this open, and it'll show all of 90. So it'll be hard, it'll be like a secondary cam. Pretty much you want to have at least one Evil Eye in sight and one, I guess, outside of the sight, like I showed you, with one Evil Eye over here, the other one in 90. Or you could have both of them in sight, like where I showed you over here, and the other one watching default plan, or having it on top of the Billard right here. Since like the new update is coming up for Year 6 Season 2, your Evil Eyes are going to be knifeable. So the reason I told you guys to destroy, if the Bailiff lets me, the reason I told you to destroy this is because you're gonna have to like come up here to knife it, right? And it'll make it hard for, unless you like specifically go here, it'll make it hard for like a sledge to destroy it. So you'll need to have a Ash or Zofia waste utility. Secure the bombs. Another site you might want to play Maestro on is CCTV and Vault on Bank. You're obviously going to reinforce these 2 walls, and you're going to want to make a rotate right next to this wall right here. Make it vaultable, right? Alright. Pretty much, you have 2 choices in where you want to place your Maestro cam in CCTV itself. Place one right here, right? This one's a bit harder for like an Ash or a Zof to shoot, since they have to be inside the room itself to shoot it, and it gets pretty good coverage of the default plan spot. Or you could do what I usually see, where you fall on the top of this, break this, is here, right? And you could see all of sight. Now this one's easier to get rid of. It shows who's at the door though. I highly recommend you put it up here instead of there. If you think the attackers are gonna push through server, you could have a Meister Cam be right here. And this is a really good Meister Cam since it sees a good portion of server. It just doesn't see what's behind server stack. It can also see hatch if it's opened, right? And this one's pretty good if the enemy team is running a Montang, because if the Monty is at the door, you could easily just zap him, right? And by the time he turns around, you could just like look away. And I'll explain what I mean by look away in a bit if you don't know. And the other Meister spot you can have is in garage. If you think that they're pushing garage, have one right here, right? This one can see like all of like the garage near the double door, as well as the side if they're pushing through here. This one's a pretty good spot as well. Now I'm gonna explain what I meant by turning your camera to the side when I was talking about the mounting, right? Okay, so let's say that someone's planting right here, right? Alright, ignore that I'm here, right? You're going to shoot them. They get off the plant, right? And they're gonna go shoot your cam. A good tip when doing this is turn your cam away, right? When you're shooting, turn your cam away while you're like going to close the Meister, right? Because it takes time. You can see it takes like a second or two for the Meister's bulletproof glass to close, right? And in that time period, an attacker can shoot your Meister cam. So it's a very good idea to always turn it away as quick as you can while they go to shoot it, to like bait them out of a plant, I would say. It's a very good tip because you don't want your evil eye getting destroyed by a single bullet and having them plant. It'd be hard for you to stop them from planting here if you're like not at like the door here, right? Because they'd probably know that you're gonna have to come for them then, right? And so they could bait you out with a fake plant. As for positioning, it's pretty simple actually. So let's take this side as an example since we're already here, right? You'd probably want to play either in red, right? You could have someone give you a shield, right? Like a smoke give you a shield, or have ADSs here so we can't get like screwed from garage or the hatch, right? Or you could like play in gold vault, right? If you have someone covering here, because usually if mirror isn't banned, you'd have a mirror here, or smoke, right? Smoke would be playing here, lobbing smokes and whatnot, right? So playing gold would be a better move here. And you want to stay close to like default plants though, right? You don't want to go offside, because I've seen it so many times. I've seen Meisters going to like the second floor or like the first floor, right? They're just like camping there, right? Like, yeah, you won't die if like you don't get roam cleared, right? If they don't have a jackal. But the thing is, your Meister camp gets destroyed. You have no way of the attacker to get off his plant. So it's a good idea to stay relatively close to where attackers can plant, but like not in a way that you can get shot easily, right? Like Meister's an anchor. You don't want to risk your life like a roamer. Meister is a pretty simple op to play once you know where to put his cams and how to use them effectively. Trust me, you will win a lot more rounds if you use a Meister to his full potential. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. I'm thinking of making a Cade guide next. Also, I haven't uploaded in a bit since I have AP exams coming up, so I've been a bit busy with those. But hopefully I'll be able to upload more frequently after that. See you guys in the next one.